Okay, we can go whenever.
Yeah, I think we're live already.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the first question?
I think it's a little different this time because I think each of us have to choose like a character or a part in one of the short stories, and we have to describe the action that they're doing and all that kind of stuff. Right?
Okay.
Oh, no, we have to pick one person in each stories. Like we have to talk about only one person.
Oh, I see. I see.
Wait.
One person from each story.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you have people you want to look at or whatever.
Do you guys have anyone?
I have one. It is in the a temporary matter,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and it's on page 1068.
1068.
So this in this story, we all know that they're gonna experience like power outages and whatnot because the people are repairing their telephone pole, I guess. And so in this section, they're like cooking dinner and whatnot, and in the one paragraph, uh,
What page did you say it was on?
1068.
1068. Yeah, one second.
I think it's on 1068. It talks about the
Where's
wine
this page?
bottles, the wine glass. Or is my book different?
Mine says there's only 657 pages.
Oh, that's odd. Okay. Uh, well,
Who are we talking? Like, what's the name of the person you were going to talk about?
okay. Name of the person is Shukumar, I think his name is.
Okay. So what's the?
Temporary.
Okay, so the paragraph explains of so they get all these like blackouts or power outages because people are like fixing their telephone poles or whatnot, and so they just let Paul cook dinner, finish cooking dinner, and then he does this. The paragraph says, "In the dimness, he knew how she sat, a bit forward in her chair, ankles crossed against the lowest rung, left elbow on the table. During his search for the candles, Shukumar had found a bottle of wine in a crate he had thought was empty. He damped the bottle between his knees while he turned in the corkscrew. He worried about spilling, and so he picked up the glasses and held them close to his lap while he filled. They served themselves, stirring rice with their forks, squinting as they extracted bay leaves and cloves from the stew. I wanted to get at the putting the bottle of wine between their knees and pouring them out one by one as if not to spill. That's the part I wanted to talk about.
Wait, hold on. What page again?
I don't know, because mine seems to be different.
Are you on what? When did you from where did you download it?
I downloaded from Apple, not Amazon.
Oh, me too. So you said which number? Which page?
1058. Oh, not 1058.
10.
1068.
Because my story, temporary matter goes from 10:15 to 10:58.
Okay.
And then you have territory after in 10:59.
Oh,
Maybe if I do
that's
that.
odd.
Wait. But anyway, you can get your point because I don't know what I'm doing. But I remember that part. I remember that part where you were trying to say.
I think
I'm
it's
still trying to
unusual
find
because you usually, well, when you see in like at weddings or like the TV shows or movies or whatever, you don't usually see people put wine bottles. I mean, when they sit down, put it between their knees. That's kind of what got me. But,
Yeah, that is interesting.
and as he was worried about spilling them, and I guess the cause of that or the theory behind that is that the power just went out. So while she was looking for, what's her name? Shoba was looking for the candles. He was doing that, but
Okay,
unless
so
you
it
guys have
doesn't.
another person.
No, I think
Sorry,
we
say it
could
again.
go with that. No, I was just gonna say I think we can go with that.
Oh.
We can just start doing the questions and start talking about whatever it was,
Shoba.
Shukumar.
Oh.
Shukumar. That's what it was, Shukumar.
Yeah, I think
We can just start talking
Shukumar was
about.
the one who's opening the wine bottle.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the
yeah,
first
yeah,
question is what actions does the person perform that might seem odd or unaccountable? Like you were saying, Pona, it could be that they put the wine bottle between their legs.
Under
Like
the
you said,
wine
that's
bottle.
not something that someone. That's not something that someone usually would do. Like they would just put it on the table. You don't really put a wine bottle between your legs, especially in that setting. It's kind of like
Yeah.
fancy, and so putting it between your legs isn't really like what you would do.
It's unusual for that type of
Yeah, it's
people.
unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never
Yeah.
seen somebody open anything, well, a wine bottle between their legs when sitting down.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
I
So
don't
yeah,
know. Who
that's
knows? Maybe
unusual.
people are doing it.
Maybe, I guess we just never experienced that kind of things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
What might
then the
account
next
for those
question.
actions? Oh no. What things does a person do that might be extreme when you always do that? What might account for those actions? I guess the power outage.
Yeah.
You're not able to see things around you, I guess. Can you speculate on what causes those actions might have?
Mm,
Can you speculate on what causes those actions might have?
causes. Probably. I don't know. Probably the author is trying to make a point through that specific character.
Like how they were careful in the dark about doing things, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it seems like he was, and there's a little section that says trying, as if not trying not to spill or whatever, and then it kind of like talks about, kind of reflects on how like anybody who's in like a dark setting tends to do things slower or more careful because they're not aware of like things around them.
Yeah, because they're out of their element.
Yeah. Okay. So, what
Okay.
theories can you suggest?
Kind of like we said, maybe because there was no light, they were in the dark. Maybe that was the reason. Like you said, it mentions that he didn't want to spill. Maybe he thought if he put it in his legs that it would be safer than on the table in case someone bumped into it. Just things like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Okay. So, next story, the yellow wallpaper. Anybody have a action or a character they would like to share?
I don't have anything specific, so you guys can pick.
Wow. Mm, something unusual about the second story.
I don't know.
About one of the character. Some of my head.
On the second page, it talks about John on 649. It says, "There comes John, and I must put this away. He hates to have me write a word." And then let's see. I guess we could talk about that and talk about maybe why that would be. And then it says John is away all day, and even some nights when his cases are serious. I'm glad my case is not serious. John does not know how much I really suffer. He knows there's no reason to suffer, and that satisfies him.
Also, she's describing John.
Yeah. I don't know.
One thing will be the lady in the wallpaper. That was really weird in a way. At first I was like trying to understand if it was a real woman, like a real one, but actually it just the way that the narrative is speaking about
this whole story is a little weird woman. Because the lady goes crazy, yeah, or whatever. But yeah, she's kind of odd. I forget what page is that on, that when you actually see it.
Well, we don't have the same pages, so. Yeah, the main narrator, she's going from like a sane stage to insane.
Yeah.
Like how do you call that? Bipolar? Like when you have two personalities at the same time? I mean, you could change personality in.
I think.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the word.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was like be something bipolar or
bipolar.
Yeah, bipolar.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know, but it was really.
What do you call those people that have are two-faced? What do you call those patients that are two-faced? Two-faced, like they have multiple personalities. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Bipolar.
Oh, bipolar. Yeah, I mean, she looks like that, like going from like control, like behavior to like going insane. So that was really.
Yeah, and then there's like a section that talks about it. Like, so on page, there's no page. 653. This is where.
653, you said?
Yeah. The narrator and John, but the narrator, she said, she was looking at. This is the paragraph. She didn't know I was in the room, and when I asked her in a very quiet voice, with the most restrained manner possible, what she was doing with the paper, she turned around as if she had been caught stealing and looked quite angry. Asked me why I should frighten her so. Then she said that the paper stained everything it touched, and that she found yellow smooches all on my clothes and whatever. So it's like she was like a normal person. If somebody like whispered to you or whatever, you just turn around and kind of whatever. But she was like scared, or she was how do I put it?
She's a creepy woman.
Yeah. Caught off guard, I should say.
And her like fixation on the wallpaper is really odd. Like when she was describing the wallpaper, like okay, like that's not the first thing that you notice when you go into a nursery, you know.
Mm-hmm.
the nursery walls.
Okay, so what do we
But
want to talk about?
well, you can take the main character, the narrator.
The narrator.
Yeah, the narrator.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So go back. Okay, so what's unusual about the narrator, I guess, or the main character?
Well, first her bipolar like phases, like when she changed, that really unusual.
Yeah.
Well, usually you have two types of characters. You have the first one, which is the protagonist, or you have the antagonist. Yes.
Yeah.
But she's like going back and
forth.
forth, like
Yeah.
yeah. So that's really odd.
That is because normally you either have a really strong protagonist or a really strong antagonist, and the other one is like weak or something, right?
Yeah.
Usually it's the strong protagonist and the weak antagonist, but this one she kind of jumped between both.
Yeah, she's going like in and out, like going through the story, like her behavior with her reaction to the wallpaper.
Yeah.
Like that was like going back and forth. Anything else?
Okay. So I don't know if we're supposed to do this, but whatever, I did it anyways. So I googled like what the symbolism of the yellow wallpaper is, and it says clearly the wallpaper represents the structure of the family, medicine, and tradition, which the narrator finds herself trapped in. Wallpaper is domestic and humble. Oh, Gilman skillfully uses this. So the author, no, not the, yeah, the author uses this nightmare sheeted paper as a symbol of domestic life that traps so many women. Okay, that's odd.
It is odd.
Like, who puts up wallpaper to trap women? But anyways, that's going off the subject.
Who puts a wallpaper? Well, damn it, Brownie.
Yeah. So, what shall we say? I guess we can just talk about how odd it is and like what might have caused her to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So are we going back to the questions then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What actions does the person perform that might seem odd or unaccountable?
So like how we were talking before of how she when she was most of the time the protagonist, but how she would jump to a lesser character, I guess, unless her husband would be the antagonist, but I'm not sure. But usually people don't jump between protagonist and antagonist. That was odd.
Yeah, just stay stuck to one.
Yeah. And then how she became
Or maybe
bipolar and
like
whatnot.
they change at the end, or they can change at the end, but like
Yeah.
during the story, they don't going back and forth. Like you can start by one and then changing at the end of the story or in the middle, doesn't matter. But you don't go back and forth during the whole story,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Cool.
So why does she become this way, I guess?
Um, why did she become this way?
I don't know. I think it's because her marriage. Her marriage to John drove her this way, I guess. And then with
I
that
think her
wallpaper,
marriage
the
and
wallpaper
even
just added to that.
I think it's her. Well, that one, but it's also her. She's under depression because of her social situation,
Yeah.
social status, I guess. Like she just got married, like she's a mom, and then like
They rented this house and whatnot, all that kind of, right? Or she went to this house. I'm
yeah.
still trying to figure out like how this wallpaper has so much influence over her.
I think she, the fact of seeing the wallpaper, and the colors, um, I don't know. It's like being like, for example, if you were in a room with just white walls, like you can feel like the cleanness, like you can feel that it's clean
Yeah.
compared to if you were like in a house with the wallpapers like going crazy, the
Yeah.
colors, like I think that's how she's representing her
The
feelings
wallpaper.
through the wallpapers.
I
Yeah.
see. I see. So this wallpaper is driving her crazy.
Yes, she just has the obsession with it.
I guess so. It's kind of like this wallpaper is making her hallucinate.
Yeah, like and like she's going hysteric, like
Yeah.
hysteric, hysteric.
Okay. Any other questions? Pretty much what the questions cover is what happened and why it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And it's only one character from each story, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Okay. Then I guess we're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
How's the
Like,
summary going?
Good. I just took the notes and then I just gotta. The summary only wants one character and what happened. So, yeah, we're doing good. Pretty much done with it.
Sweet.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So, our next discussion is February 5th, which is what day is that?